Ready?
Yep.
Hello, everyone. I am Sergeant Josh Fisher with the Washington County Sheriff's Office and chair of the SAR board, and I'm calling this meeting to order. If we can start a roll call.
Joshua Fisher,
Present.
Eric Ansel,
Here.
Dan Coverly,
Here.
Richard Fenelison, sorry, Doug Fisher, I see him there. We'll circle back to him. Carol Lynn. Matt Marlowe,
Here.
Patty Polish,
Here.
First Lieutenant Alex Pinto,
Here.
Billy Samuels,
Present.
Doug Fisher, were you able to unmute yourself? I do see him on there. You have quorum?
Thank you. We'll go ahead and start public comment. Discussion only. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under this item of the agenda until the matter itself has been specifically included on an agenda as an item upon which action may be taken. Public comments may be limited up to 3 minutes per person at the discretion of the chair. Comments will not be restricted based on viewpoint. To provide testimony during this period of public comment via telephone, please call in any time after 9:30 a.m. on the day of the meeting by dialing 669-219-2599. When prompted to provide the meeting ID, please enter 686-738-8625, then press pound. When prompted for a participant ID, please press pound. When asked to provide public comment, please press *6 to unmute your phone and *6 again when your comments are complete. Please be advised that the YouTube stream will be between 60 and 90 seconds behind the live meeting. If you would like to present public comment, please call in using the above number to hear the meeting live. Is there anybody in line to
No,
provide public comment?
there was no written comments provided. Is there anyone in the room that would like to comment? How about on the Zoom?
No public comment?
No.
All right, moving on to agenda item 3, approval of minutes. Just a discussion of the last SAR board meetings. Is there anything we need to bring up or discuss from the last meeting minutes? Okay, so can I get a motion for approval on the last minutes?
Billy Samuels, so moved.
All right, can I get a second?
Second.
I got a second.
That was Eric Ansel.
All right, the meeting minutes are approved.
Sorry, this is Samantha Laddick from the AG's office. You still have to take a vote on the minutes.
Oh, yes.
After the first and second.
All in favor? All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Okay, sorry, minutes are approved.
Thank you.
The next agenda item, number 4, SAR board membership. Discussion only. With the retirement of Steve Morris Jr. from the board and the appointment of Matthew Marlowe with Las Vegas Metro Search and Rescue. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
And then do I need to do a motion?
She's already.
No, he's already on.
He's already on? Okay, sorry.
Nope.
Welcome aboard and thank you. And then is Richard Finlayson on?
Yes, I am here.
And I guess you're announcing your retirement?
Yes, sir. After 23 years with the state EMS office, I've decided it's time to retire. My last day will probably be the first week of July. And we have Mr. Kevin Haywood here, who's from our office, and I've discussed with Rodney Wright, hoping to have him put in my place on the board if that's possible.
Yeah, we'll have that discussion. The NRS does appoint someone from the EMS office to be on the board, so we'll talk about that, and then we'll have the chief look at appointing Kevin when you're ready.
Okay.
Anything else on that topic? Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Chair, this is Billy Samuels.
Go ahead, sir.
I'd like to welcome Sergeant Marlowe. We lost him on the mountain, but I appreciate him being on the search and rescue side as well. He brings a dual asset for us when it comes to his capabilities with the terrain of the mountain and then his ability to search and rescue. So welcome, Matt. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate that. Good to be here.
Welcome aboard. All right, is there any other comments? All right, we'll move on to the next topic. Topic 5, interoperability channels. We've talked about this a couple of times. Having NIFOG and NEVIFOG frequencies available to agencies within the state so that we can communicate during mutual aid. Those dedicated channels, I believe there's 10, if that's correct.
Yeah, attachment for agenda item number 5 shows a list of the NIFOG channels that some parts of the state currently have. The channels that have a highlighted yellow by them, VTAC 10 through 14, or VTAC, VCall 10, VTAC 11 through 14, and then VMed 28, 29, VLAW 31, 32, and VSAR 16 are the recommended minimum channels that each county search and rescue should have in their radio banks to assist with that interoperability of communications if another SAR group from another county comes in. So they have that basic communication piece that would be able to talk and coordinate for responses.
Does anyone have any comments or any discussion that we want to have about this? We would like to bring this up to a vote.
Chair, I got a question. This is Billy Samuels again. Sorry.
Go ahead, sir.
When you look at these channels, and we use NCORE when we talk to our local law enforcement on the fire side, are these channels able to be patched from any of our other TAC channels or talk channels that we have? Because we don't have, when you look at the fire departments down here in the valley, we don't have all those green channels pre-programmed into our radios, but we do have NCORE. Is that something that can be patched, and is it monitored?
Richard Berger would like to comment on that.
Yeah, Richard Berger, for the record. No, the NCORE talk groups are on the, I'm taking it that you're on the SNAC system down south.
We have two systems. We have the SNAC and then we have the MetroCom. There's kind of two different systems, but they do commingle a little bit.
Yeah, those are 7,800 P25 phase 2 and phase 1 system. What these are the VHF frequencies that we would be using. So On the state side, we have our own Encore that's on the Harris EDAC system. And we currently don't have capability to patch frequencies from the state radio system to the VHF system. I'm not sure if Metro or SNAC have that capability either.
I'll defer this question to our comms guy in my office, and we'll see what he says when it comes to the communication side. If we just have to have the VHF and programmed in, then we'll just go that route. But I was just curious if they could be patched. That was it. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Any other discussion or comments from anyone or questions?
How is this information going to be disseminated, sent to the other counties?
Rodney Wright for the record. We are in the process of doing updates to the Nevada fog. Can't speak today. The Nevada fog document, and speaking with them, if the board makes the recommendation to have these minimal channels added as interoperability for each search and rescue group in the counties, then we can put that into that channel, and then we can push that out to the counties once that document has been edited and approved.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, comments, or discussion concerning this?
Doug Fisher here. Outside of these channels, I mean, are the other agencies and then using the national SAR channel, or is that just kind of gone off on the side there?
Yeah, NASAR, the name has been changed. It's actually the one they call the VSAR 16 currently. It's the same, it's the 155, 160 frequency. The difference is depending on the counties, they'll be toned different. So what this would do is standardize the toning throughout the state, so that it ensures us to be able to talk in the clear with them. Or they actually put tones on. So, but it would, excuse me, it would allow us to communicate when we go from county to county.
Okay, sounds good. I just was making sure I was updated on where everybody was at on that. Appreciate it.
It's more of a standardization of frequencies and tones.
That answers my question. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else will comment, questions? Okay, so we'll put this up for a vote. Motion for approval.
This is Patty Polish. I'd like to move that we approve the 10 channels selected in yellow on this sheet.
Can we get a second?
There's there's actually 12.
There was
Other 12,
only 10 on your.
10.
2 of them up on the upper side. You may want, okay, there's 10 on the lower, there's 2 up on the upper side of the list. They would be NEV cord 1 and 2. If you wanted to put those in, those are, and this is Richard Berger for the record, by the way. They're duplicates of VMed 28 and 29. DEM had gotten FCC approval to include those, and they're in the clear. They're the same frequencies, but they're in the clear, and they're basically used for air flight, air ground medical throughout the state. So if we put these in, we can use the VMed 28, 29, but I know that our air ops or medical air agencies up here have NEV cord 1 and 2. So if possible, it'd be good to have those included. So it'd be 12 analysts.
Then we have somebody with a question. Yes.
Billy Samuels has a question.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to make sure Swick and Melissa Friend has approved these channels on the statewide system for the interoperability coordinator. So as long as Miss Melissa's good with that, I think you could probably move forward. But I probably pending her comment.
Okay.
So Richard, which channels on the list that you provided here are those, which channels were those?
Rodney Wright for the record. So the list that I provided, it was in addition to what Washington County Search and Rescue had on there, and I accidentally not included the 2 Navy Corps channels that were on the upper list.
Yeah, the frequencies are the same as the VMed 28 and 29.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
They're just, there's no tone on them. They're in the clear. And they're labeled NEV Cord 1 and NEV Cord 2.
I'd like to modify my motion to include the 2 channels, NEV Cord 1 and NEV Cord 2.
Can you please identify yours?
I'm sorry, this is Patty Polish.
Okay, thank you, Patty.
Okay, and then a second.
Eric Cantel, I second.
Noted. And then,
You can
And then-
vote.
okay, for approval? Those for approval? All in
Aye.
favor?
Oh, sorry.
Aye.
Aye.
And then opposed? That's it. All right, then, it's been approved. Thank you very much. And then moving on to the next item, number 6, typing SAR resources in Nevada. Discussion only. So we've talked about this at the last meeting, and I suggested that just statewide that we come up with typing for our state. Generally speaking, I don't want to quote necessarily Cal OES, but something similar to that, so that when a request is made internally or externally from another state, that we do have a typing that is similar, that we can refer to. So if I were for my agency request a type 1 backcountry person, that everybody within the state at least knows what that request is and what the items are necessary to fulfill that. I am not saying that smaller agencies or agencies that operate different than mine necessarily have to have those particular resources, but it just makes it easier when we're receiving a request. It standardizes that system. And so open for any discussion that anyone may have.
Rodney Wright for the record. So this is something that hasn't been done in the state for quite a while. I think 2015, 2014 might be the last time that we did resource typing. I don't have the dates off the top of my head, but this is something where we would reach out to each county's search and rescue and ask them to go through that list and just identify what they have available. This does not commit the counties to saying that those resources are available, but it would give us a better idea across the state where our shortfalls are and where we would need to start looking for additional resources, either in state or out of state, based on the capabilities that are there. So I've been offered help by Mr. Jeffrey O's out of University of Nevada, Las Vegas, to start this process. So we will start reaching out to each of the county's search and rescues and speaking to them about getting us the information for the typing of resources that they have currently in their system.
Any other comments or questions?
When you guys look at typing disability, Samuels, when you guys look at typing resources, Rodney, are you guys talking about every fire apparatus with the rural side, types 1 through 6, ambulance companies, rescues, squads? Are you guys talking about all those types of resources?
Rodney Wright for the record, I think what we're looking at is just what the actual search and rescue unit capability is. So for Billy, I know you guys pretty much have that already with the USAR task force, but it would be reaching out to Matt Marlowe of Las Vegas Metro Search and Rescue, finding out what his are, going to Patty Polish in Lyon County, seeing what her assets are for search and rescue. I don't envision this outlining every fire and rescue vehicle in the county, but just what are your standard search and rescue capability resources that are available, whether it be personnel, equipment, capabilities like with search dogs, stuff like that.
Copy that. I just wanted to make sure my expectations that you guys have of me, that I can get those correctly. I'll let Sergeant Marlowe work on his end with what they have with fixed wings and birds and off-road. And then I'll work on my side with K9's Task Force 1 and TRT, Technical Rescue, Head Rescue side.
Okay.
Any other comments or suggestions?
Dan Carverly from Douglas County. So I think it's a good idea, but I think we're gonna have to agree on the language of the, like you said, Cal OES or wherever we get it from, and we can, I guess, make it our own to a certain extent. But I think we're gonna have to look at that language first and see if we agree on all of that. You know what I mean? But I understand your premise. I think it's a good one.
Rodney Wright for the record. Sheriff Coverly, I think what we'll do is we'll go to the FEMA resource typing library and use those definitions to start, and we can bring that to the group for agreement on resource typing, because that seems to be the national standard that most states are going off of.
Perfect. I think that's a good idea.
Doug Fisher, I agree. I think if we go to the resource typing of the FEMA, that'd be pretty clear. So if we could get that sent out to the group to look at, that'd be great.
Patty Polish, I would like to see that this includes our communications capabilities as well. Because we rely heavily on our amateur radio group here in Lyon County to provide additional communications. So I would like to see that typing included in there as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Any other suggestions or comments? Okay, we'll close this agenda item out for right now. And then agenda item number 7, SAR training opportunities, discussion only. Rodney Wright.
Good morning, Rodney Wright for the record. I have a couple of attachments to the agenda that we are going to be able to bring to the state. The first one is the basic inland search and rescue course that is offered up by the Air Force Rescue Coordination Center. We were reached out to by them probably late January, saying they had availability and opportunity to bring this course into Nevada. The last time that we had it was down in Las Vegas. I don't have the year that it happened, but Red Rock Search and Rescue down there in Las Vegas was the host for this. I've been in discussion with Doug Fisher in Elko County. I'd like to bring this course out to the rural counties and get some of the search and rescue groups around that area to come into this course. We tentatively have it scheduled for April of 2024. They have to schedule out pretty far in advance because there's other states that have taken up the slots for this event. This will be a 2-day event for an in-person. The first day will be all instruction. The second day will be a tabletop exercise based off the information learned in day 1. There is a seat restriction for this class because they can only bring out so many of their personnel. So they try to keep the instructor to student ratio at a certain number. But in discussion with him, we are going to be able to offer the day 1 of all instruction virtually. So those that aren't going to be able to come in and sit in person, they can at least listen in virtually to all of the instruction about the course outline of what they do, talking about resources and capabilities, mission types, distress beacons, overdue aircraft, some search theory, and some legal issues in SAR, also talking about media and family. So I think this is a great way to bring that asset into the state. Again, see what has changed since they brought it into the state the last time, but have the ability for the virtual option so that more people can listen in and hear what's going on with this course. We're finishing up some of the details about the location and the sign up for this course. So as we get more information, that will be released out through the board and to the counties on the listserv about signing up and attendance. So is there any questions about the basic inland SAR course that's coming to Nevada in April of 24? All right, hearing none. The second attachment for Agenda 7A, I found this course when I attended the State Search and Rescue Coordinator Conference last month in Washington, D.C. The Texas A&M Engineering Extension Service course, people know it as TEACS, does have some search and rescue courses that they can bring to the state. The one class that they have, well, I've spoken to them and they're able to bring is a wide area search class, also known as PER 213 in their instruction catalog. This kind of goes over some of the topics that you can see listed in the flyer. It is a 3-day course though, and it is 24 hours. What we would need is a site to offer to host it. They also do have a class limitation on this as well. Have not had the ability to talk to them to see if there's a virtual component where that people could listen into this for the first couple of days. The third day of the course, there is also search exercises that are done based off of the instruction from the previous 2 days. So this is something that we'll be reaching out to the counties and see if there's interest in hosting. This course is free. It's provided by gosh, I don't remember. So FEMA has a consortium training program. So all these courses they offer are free. There is not a cost to bring this into the state. We just have to have a host and a date that is available on their calendar. This also looks like it's going to be the first available date would be sometime in 2024 because they have other states that have already locked in dates for the rest of this year and the start of next year. Any comments or questions on the wide area search course?
Sorry, Ronnie, it's probably going to be me this day. Or you guys, I had a question regarding this course. Have any of one on this committee attended this course to see if the training is even applicable to our areas? It looks great on paper, but it'd be nice if they're having a course sometime this year, if one of our members, I'm not suggesting myself, go and actually attend the course to see if how we can have this for our groups. Just a thought.
Rodney, right, for the record, okay, we can have that discussion. And it might be you, Billy, but we'll have that discussion.
Awesome, thanks. It'd be nice to see what the course actually is in person before we bring it here and make sure it's applicable for us. That's all I need. Thanks, Rodney.
Yep. Another thing that TEACS offers is there are 4 online courses that are free that anyone of the search and rescue community can log on and take. We can send that link out to the group and to the counties. But it's just another great training opportunity that we can try to bring in some education that's free and at least start establishing a base education for our search and rescue groups. The one thing that was not on the search and rescue coordinator's agenda was originally I talked about having someone talk about grant opportunities. Unfortunately, that person was not able to make the meeting, so we were not able to obtain any information about that, see if there was anything about obtaining a grant for training funds where we could bring in instructors and pay for the course costs so that we can have like the managing lost person incident course or Mountain Rescue Association courses where they usually charge a fee. So we're still in the process of looking for grants. If anyone's a grant guru in the board and they would like to track some of that information down so that I can look into it, I'll take your suggestions.
Any other comments on that? All right, we'll move on to agenda item 8, Air Force Rescue Coordination Center, AFRCC, discussion only. And Rodney, right again.
Okay, couple of counties have approached me about what the questions are if we go to request Air Force Rescue Coordination Center asset. I took this out of our duty officer book. It just kind of lists some of the basic questions that they ask. One of the things that we want to make sure is that we ensure that any county that is requesting an asset from AFRCC, they must reach out to the state duty officer so that we can make that initial phone call and let them know that we're approving the county search and rescue that's making the request to do that. What we try to do is take your basic information, talk to AFRCC, and give them the on-the-ground point of contact so that they can do that direct coordination and DEM does not act as a third-party information source that could possibly get some of that information wrong. So this form is basically some of the questions that they ask. And the 3 things to remember where they will not be able to assist us is marked in red. And that is the subject wanted by the police for a criminal matter? Is the subject a danger to themselves or to other persons? Or does this subject not wish to be found? If the answer to that question, if any of those questions is yes, AFRCC will not be able to provide assistance for your request at all. So that's an important thing to remember. But then some of the other information that is listed here are some of the items that they'll be asking you for directly. In addition as to what kind of resource are you requesting? You're requesting the Civil Air Patrol flyover mapping. You're requesting hoist helicopter capabilities if we're not able to source that at the state level. Things like this. So there is 2 sides to this agenda item. One is just for resource request. The back side of or page 2 of this document is the cell phone forensics question. This is another service that they can do. They will basically ask these types of questions if we try to do a cell phone forensics track to help us better see where they were going. What we did learn the hard way on a couple of searches in Lyon County is that there is a very finite amount of time that these cell phone providers will hold this information for them to do the track. AT&T, we heard, is 72 hours. Anything over 72 hours, that information is dumped, and we're not able to use the cell phone forensics on this. Other lesser providers that use the big cell phone provider carriers, people like Straight Talk, other services that you can do, their maximum is 48 hours. So just understand, if you're gonna do cell phone forensics request, the sooner you can do it, the better, because that once that time goes by, and if there's no more cell signals that's pinging off of the towers that you can do through your local sheriff's office, they won't be able to do any cell phone forensics track just because it rolls off and they dump all that data. That's all I have.
Okay. Anyone have any questions on that? Billy?
Of course I do. This is Billy Samuels. Hey, when we look at these requests from either the Air Force or why don't we just look at the IMAS and what's the possibility of Metro Search and Rescue helping up in Lyon County, or you guys get an IMAS request from or EMAC request from California? It seems like that might be a little quicker process. Or even Civil Air Patrol. I think Carol Lynn was on this call earlier. So just something to think about when you look at those requests from the federal side versus the local possibilities that might be a little more quicker? Has that been talked about in this meeting, Rodney?
No, but this was just brought up about if we do ask for AFRCC, we'll try everything in our power once we're called to source locally. And in fact, that is something that is usually asked of me when I make that phone call to AFRCC is, what if you try to find locally in your state? So we'll do everything in our power to try to source locally. I know there's just those flight distances on the helicopter. Matt, I know talking with Steve Morris in the past, it's 150-mile radius without you guys sending out your fuel tanker to adjust unless you guys can land in airports. Is that correct?
That's right.
And then Josh, you guys are the same way? Yeah. So we'll try everything in our power. Where we're seeing the tricky part is if we can't get the helicopters out of Washoe or India or Metro because it's such a long distance, that's where we're reaching out to AFRCC more often to see if they can source other type things.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Any other questions or comments? All right, moving on to agenda item number 9, public comment. Discussion only. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under this item of the agenda until the matter itself has been specifically included on an agenda as an item upon which action may be taken. Public comments may be limited to 3 minutes per person. At the discretion of the chair, comments will not be restricted based on viewpoint. To provide testimony during this period of public comment via telephone, please call in anytime after 9:30 a.m. on the day of the meeting by dialing 669-219-2599. When prompted to provide the meeting ID, please enter 686-738-8625 and then press pound. When prompted for a participant ID, please press pound. When asked to provide public comment, please press *6 to unmute your phone and *6 again when your comments are complete. Please be advised that the YouTube stream will be between 60 and 90 seconds behind the live meeting. If you would like to present public comment, please call in using the above number to hear the meeting live. Do we have any public comment?
I don't see any public comment. Any on the Zoom call?
All right. And item number 10, the adjournment. Can I get a motion to approve adjournment?
Samuel so moved.
What?
That was Billy Samuels.
Billy. Second.
And a second, please.
This is Patty Polish, I'll second.
All approve? All in favor, sorry.
Aye.
Aye.
Bye.
Opposed?